So hi, I'm Casey Sherwood. I'm a vocal performance major with a minor in entrepreneurship and innovation. And so basically I'm going to talk a little bit about the show we're watching, and then I'm going to touch a little bit on the introduction of the book that I've read. So basically, to begin, you can tell from the beginning of Angels in America that relationships are tense, and there are things that just don't sit right in certain situations. For example, when Lewis and Pryor are sitting at, the funeral in the back of, like, the reception, I guess is what you call it, maybe. You could tell that, like, Lewis and Pryor, like, there just wasn't something that sat right with either of them based on how they interacted with each other. And then later on, when Lewis is going to actually bury his grandmother, and Pryor shows him the lesion he has and says, like, basically, I'm dying and I didn't want to tell you because I thought you'd leave me. Lewis doesn't say anything to comfort him. Lewis doesn't say anything to say, oh, I would never leave you, like that would never happen. So you can kind of tell that things are tense, things aren't going well, and it kind of puts you on edge because, like, we've all been in situations like that or seen situations like that, and it's just tough to know which way they're going to go. And then in addition to that, Harper and Joe is another complicated relationship. For example, Harper is clearly got some problems, mental health issues, and all she wants is for her husband to love her, essentially. And you can kind of tell that he doesn't. He doesn't have any interest in, comforting her through her mental health problems or comforting her through anything, really. Like, she mentions she wants to have a baby and he doesn't say anything back. And you can kind of tell that, it's like she's a burden to him. And, whether that's because he's Mormon and potentially could have feelings for a man, which is frowned on, or things just aren't working with her, he makes her the reason for his problems and his, insecurities as a person that he's trying to cope with as well. Then, moving on to the book, so I really wasn't sure at all what to expect. I kind of was like, is this going to be more of like a textbook kind of thing? Is this going to be more of a, like, he's like story about what they've dealt with kind of thing? And I was really interested to see how much information I actually got in the first half of this book. It's, it just really, really highlights important aspects of life and things that I never really noticed I wasn't getting information from. Like not being taught about AIDS in school throughout high school, and not having it be, as big of a part of our education as it should be, because it really is a monumental crisis in a way. And I think it's just, this book has so far really opened my eyes to a lot of information and, situations that I had no idea existed, essentially, which is unfortunate because I think that they're important, and it's important to highlight them and important to, learn from them so things can progress in a positive direction as much as possible. So I will go more in depth on Thursday.